What's up, world? This is Carnell Newbell, also known as Spike Rebel. I'm a Chicago musician, artist, producer, songwriter. Spike Rebel is what a lot of people know me by. And that's because during the college days at Northern Illinois University, I pledged Omega Psi Phi. So how I got started was high school. Well, actually, before high school, I was painting stuff for the billboards in the grammar school. But then when I got to college at Northern, I would do a lot of the flyers that would go in the dorm rooms saying that we got a party or a picnic. I would draw the pit bull or the Kappa things, whatever. And I majored in art. I dropped art because it was they were more teaching me about the Renaissance and all of that. I wanted hands-on. So I continued to finish, started producing, went to New York. I always kept drawing, but I never made it a business. And my skills or techniques developed as you keep seeing art everywhere. I see art in everything. So that has become kind of my style, collaging different techniques and styles. In high school, my art teacher, my father, Carnell Newbell, Sr., brought me immediately as a freshman to Mrs. Terrio. And Mrs. Terrio was my introduction to really like an art class. And I did that and won first place for Illinois for drawing the Pullman building, which is on 115th in Cottage Grove in Chicago. It hung in the Smithsonian. I don't know if you all knew Congressman Gus Savage. He flew with me to see my artwork representing Illinois. And I think it stayed there a year or two in the Smithsonian. So that was that was big. Unfortunately, at that time, I was more into breakdancing. I was like, okay, my stuff is in the Smithsonian, okay, whatever. But the art has always been there. So I have several techniques from sketching to using, I like to use my hands when I'm painting. It's just a different thing when you feel in the instrument. It's I'm more organic with everything, even with the music, organic. Touch the knobs, you know, not just kind of everything from African masks, arts and culture, African masks, instruments. Sometimes I don't have to look at anything and I can just create, just put paint on there and I can see you see images. Some people have that. They can look at the floor and say, I see a face there. Some people I just see a floor. So I have that gift. It's not partly crazy. It's just I see something tells you when to stop when you move in colors and wet paint and all of that. And so now I'm getting into glow paints, painting on objects, refurbished art, meaning go to the thrift store or the dollar store and I'll take a painting and I turn it upside down or stand back and see something else in it and then buy it and change the whole thing. One of my processes coming up with art is I can look at an image or think of an image, and because I know how to draw pretty decent, I can sketch that and then real quickly, I don't even have to sketch it, just use my fingers, draw the outline, and then what has happened, whatever you draw, there's space around it. And I see now like African fabrics, they have a texture, and I like the way you play with lines to go in different ways. And so that's my thing. And then I just do it until I feel how detailed I want to get with the things you're putting around the actual item that you're drawing. People call me Spike because I had to pledge Q-Dog, and during that time, School Days was out by, what's that, Spike Lee? Do you know, Jordan, Jared, nobody. And they had me saying that same stuff, and they'd be cracking up while I was pledging. So at the end of the day, I was skinny, had the glasses, G5G. That's where the Spike came from. I guess Tom and Jerry, you know, is a dog, right? So I didn't want to be Pepe Le Pew. So that's where the Spike came. To fuse the art and the music, that's something that's sort of happening because the way I do art, I think of music the same way. So it's an organic thing, and so I would say it's like knitting a homemade sweater or your mom making that homemade potato pie. It's not the digital one. It's not the same spread of food you get in at Target, you know. So basically, when I paint, I know what I'm thinking when I'm painting it, so I could write a poem about it. Now I know I can write a song from the poem. Now if you reverse that, and I'm just doing a music production, I don't really see art per se. When you start thinking about a video for it, then yes, the music tells you kind of things, but I'm not necessarily seeing art paintings. If I do a nice song that speaks to the heart, I know where all the murals are in Chicago. The new ones, the old ones. I can tell you where the superheroes are from the hip hop ones, and that would play into my music. There's one mural in Pilsen. There's two hands and it's holding a homeless person. That's so beautiful. It says a lot. I think I would lean towards musician because, man, I think I'm really dope with the songwriting. Whether you hear it or not, I'm pretty. Whoever comes over here, Spike, what do you think of what's missing in the hook or the chorus? A lot of musicians, they just copy, paste, same track. They need some influence of some soul, something with like live keyboarders. You wouldn't get Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles to play digital. They want some of that feeling with the guitar on there. So I play a lot of instruments. Live congas is different from the digital congas, even though it's tight and it's sequenced. So with the music, you can go into all these different realms of singing, writing. If you tell somebody they're not singing right, give me more vibrato, give me more of this. That's my world. But it deals with, you got to deal with a lot of personalities too, so that comes with it. With the art, you don't have to deal with nobody. It's just you and the canvas and your mind. I like that. So if I was going to give you some advice, or anyone some advice about the musical art, it would be probably take some classes or get some consultation instruction on the business part. And I know you hear it all the time, it's half art, half business or whatever, but the business part is people that's not as talented that make a lot of money. And there are a lot of jobs that are behind the scenes that make money. So that's something I would say check out. The art now with things, now you have digital formats and platforms and companies that distribute and things that could do crazy stuff with colors, all of that. And same thing with music. They got things now, you could put your phone on a table and you could hit the table and it makes the sounds of these real instruments. But the bad part is we're losing the raw roots of things, even of just on so many levels. Just the organic part, we're losing it. So I think I still want to represent. I'm kind of in between because I like to do stuff too, but I came up with the old school, and I think even with the art, I love abstract stuff. The hotel art, I like that. The difference between a digital artist or today's artist, and I would say I'm gonna say old school, it's more like, it's almost like saying, what's the difference in talent and a gift? Okay. You could develop the talent. You could be okay golf player, but you can develop into that. But then maybe at a young age, you hit the ball, it kept going in the hole, and like Tiger Woods, you're like, he has a gift. A gift for cooking, a gift for singing at a young age. So that can still be developed. Just because you can sing and play ball don't mean you know business and marketing and sponsorship and real estate, all of that comes with how to spend your money as your talent grows. So my whole thing is I play a lot of guitars. If you see, it's acoustic soul, S-O-U-L. That's what's missing in a lot of the music and the art. When you digitize it, it's good. Sometimes borderline great, but it's something about like talking to your grandmother over the phone versus talking to your grandma in front of you. That's the difference. And so you can look at a person on the internet, but that's not like them being right here. So that's kind of where I'm at with the art, with my hands, not taking a pen. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that's a gift too. That can be, you can work that to be very unique and good. But something about when you're touching it with your own hand, there's something that connects with the spirit. So I done got good with pouring paint on something, let it flow, and I can look at that paint and real quick make something that I will see. Or just let it flow And as I told, I see things. You look at everything, you know what a cup looks like, a guitar looks like, a woman look like, and I can just bring that out because I know how to draw. So, and while the paint is wet, you got the colors behind it, so you can kind of shape shift. So that's what I've been doing. I do it fast. Some people say take your time, do it slow, but a lot of times with today's internet, they don't want to watch, you know, they want to do the thing fast. But some art takes time, you know, like life. It's a process, you know. But there are other things you can, boom, you know, if you know how to cut hair and you've been cutting hair all your life, boom, you know, you should still pay that $25, $30, you know, because he put that time in there. So people don't respect that sometimes. So with the music, I've worked with a lot of people, and I'm not going to even say the celebrity ones like Common and Kanye, all of those. I'm saying Diana Ross. I've met Lauryn Hill 2 or 3 times back at her house in New York. And the list goes on and on. Roy Ayers opened for him in Harlem. I don't want to tell my age, but I'm halfway there now. But at the end of the day, the talent only evolves. You know, I could get stronger on definitely with having a manager or agent and having the publishing game, you know, but it's in me, regardless of whether it's out there and you see it or not. Art has been, the creative part has been in me. And so I'm honored to be part of this collaborative of Chicago dope artists. Most of them are illustrators. I'm not an illustrator, but I've done paintings for one book. Like I said, I've never done a mural on a building. I was asked by a church to do the thing over the baptism where they had the dove and all of that. But for the most part, I've done some book covers, some album covers. I've painted on guitars. I have 2 trumpet players that want me to paint on their trumpets. One I've done. The other one is still coming in the next month when he gets it fixed. And just unique stuff. I've painted on somebody's hat. I've painted on some people's gym shoes. So that's more like customizing, and I like that. So I'm Spike Rebel, and that's my art. Peace.